I am on a mission to find a spontaneous stranger to let me spend the night in their home.
This is the first video where I've actually been like slightly nervous because this whole situation is like so far out of my control.
Now, this challenge seems strange and slightly impossible. However, I'm always trying to think of new ways to get myself and strangers outside of their comfort zone and escape the cycle of their daily routine.
I think this is going to be the hardest video I've done yet.
My goal is to break the norms of what people think about strangers and dig into why a complete stranger would dare to say yes to this absurd question. Can I spend the night at your place tonight?
I've just parked in the crossroads. I don't see too many people, but I'm going to try to walk into this brewing company I sometimes go into called Casual Animal Brewing. And I'm going to see if any of their employees might be down. We'll see. Good place to start.
How's it going? Good. I have a completely random, bizarre question to ask you. So I'm on an adventure today to find a spontaneous stranger that would let me spend the night at their place. And I was wondering if there's any chance you might be down with that.
Are you a murderer? Seems like the kind of thing that I should not say yes to.
Why is that your initial gut reaction?
Societally, I'm supposed to be afraid of men, I guess.
That's fair, that's fair. What could I do to convince you otherwise?
I think what would make me feel better about it is you meeting someone I trust and then getting their opinion.
Okay. You want to FaceTime someone?
Sure.
Okay. And you're actually the first person I've asked, so.
That's so funny. Okay, I'm FaceTiming my brother.
Okay.
You'll have to explain the situation. He might not answer. Davis. You have to answer a question for me.
How's it going? Alright, so I'm with your sister right now, and I just asked her a pretty bizarre question. Would you let me sleep over at your house tonight? She said she needed her brother's gauge of genuineness to gauge if I was a serial killer or not.
I would say you're probably not a serial killer, and it's probably...
You think he's trustworthy, Davis?
He looks trustworthy.
That's what I'm saying. So you think I should say yes or no?
It's all on your shoulders, Davis.
Yeah, I do think you should say yes.
Okay, I say yes.
Come here. That's amazing.
Wait, what's your name?
Ellie.
Okay, bye, Davis.
Oh yeah, what's your name?
I'm Sydney.
Sydney? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so you're down.
I'm down.
What time do you get off work?
4.
Perfect. Do you have any plans this afternoon?
No.
I'm going to a concert night with my roommate. We have an extra ticket.
Sounds fun as hell. I have to get up early to go to work tomorrow.
That's fine. I will be out of your hair in the morning. We'll get a beer and we can chat more if that makes you feel more comfortable. Let's do it.
I'm sorry, maybe that's lame to make it so easy on you.
No, I mean, I think that it shows us how beautiful you are and the people down in KC are. I'm very emotional right now. I'm very happy. I was blown away that the first person I asked said yes. I got a beer and started to chat with Sydney about her life, and we got to know each other more.
I just moved here 8 months ago.
Okay.
From Wichita, so not very
not too
far.
Yeah.
But before that I grew up in a small town in Kansas. I was studying psychology at uni and then I dropped out because I was I don't know what I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
And then I went on a backpacking trip for 3 months in Europe. And then when I came back from that I was figure out maybe what I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
I haven't come close to figuring that out at all.
And then her coworkers came over.
Aisha, Natalie, this is Ellie.
Nice to meet you guys.
I was trying to get a stranger to say yes to letting him sleep over at their place, so he's going to say yes. Look, for what? I called my brother to see if he was trustworthy or not.
You seem skeptical.
I mean, go for it. I'm interested to see what she just met today.
I walked in half a year ago.
Oh my god. Okay, Sydney. I'm gonna have to put a tracking device on you.
Sydney's coworkers reacted how I honestly thought everyone would react to my question. And I could tell it was starting to make Sydney second guess why she said yes. However, to my surprise, she told me this.
I was just thinking that I felt really, really good about the decision, and it was pretty easy. And then when my coworkers came over and realized what was happening and I told them the story, they were very skeptical, right? And their skepticism really impacted the way I felt in that moment, and I was oh damn, maybe I should have made this decision so quickly. And then I'm thinking about it after they left, and I feel better about it again, and I feel no, it's this is a decision I'm making for myself, and it's okay, not everybody has to feel good about things that you do or the risks you take.
I think it was super cool to see Sydney stick to her values and not let the outside pressures of her coworkers sway her opinion. I will say it's important to listen to your friends, but when it comes time to make a decision, it's up to you to decide. After another beer, it was time for me to head home, and Sydney actually ended up paying for my drinks, which was super kind of her. But I still was so blown away at what just happened.
Mentally, I was so ready to just get rejected by every person I asked. 'Cause it's such a bizarre thing. Like, who's gonna let a random person sleep in their house? I guess people really like the mission of this channel, and it's when you put good positive energy out into the world, it'll come back to you. I'm a firm believer of that now. Thank you, Sydney. You are about to have such a fun night with Corey and I.
And you may have noticed I just said Corey and I, but we were planning on going to a concert that night and one of our friends bailed, so we had an extra ticket. I think this was the universe telling us that we needed to bring Sydney along. So after I got home and packed, we all decided to meet up for dinner and Sydney invited her brother along too. It was awesome getting to meet the guy that helped push Sydney to say yes, and it was also wonderful watching them interact. It's amazing to think that we truly were complete strangers only a few hours prior, and now all of us felt like friends. And after a lovely dinner, we headed off to the concert.
Did you know that you're gonna go to a concert today?
No, and I am so happy I did.
After the concert, I found out just how early Sydney needed to be up for work.
So I have to be at school at 6:45 a.m. Because I have to leave at 9:20.
Okay.
And then it was time to say goodbye to Corey.
Might be the last time you see me. Don't die. Bye, Corey. Have a good night. And now you're stuck with me for the night.
Now you're also stuck with me.
After Corey parted ways, it was time to finally head to Sydney's apartment and see my new home for the night.
Ooh, here we are.
Sydney's apartment was lovely, and she had a nice couch for me to sleep on tonight. But before I had too much time to be nosy, we dove into a game of We're Not Really Strangers. This game means a lot to me, as it was one of my first adventures interacting with strangers. And as Sydney and I dove deep, we ended up drawing self-portraits of each other, wrote notes to our younger self, talked about life and things we've struggled with, and then I drew a card that told me to make up a question. Why did you say yes, or even humor saying yes, outside of because your brother said to?
I think about the lack of friendship and connection in my life right now a lot, and so it would just feel really stupid for me to like slam the door in the face of something that could even if this didn't end up being like a really good friendship, you know, like it could spark just like the practice in me to like really try for other friendships.
After a lovely few hours of chatting, we got ready for bed.
You want to know something really funny? I've never brushed my teeth in front of anyone like other than my family and people I've lived with.
I know hygiene is important.
So very special, but I'm for a lovely night and letting me crash on your couch. Good night.
Good night.
Sydney had to get up early for work, and it was definitely a bit strange waking up in the apartment of someone I barely knew. But after she was ready to head out, it was time to say our goodbyes. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Alright, well, I guess I have to say goodbye for now. This whole experience was something I never thought would happen. I was so nervous going into this, thinking that no one would ever agree to this crazy idea. But with the first person I met saying yes, Sydney truly helped keep my perspective alive that there are so many good, kind, and caring people in the world. It's my goal in every video to push myself and these strangers to go outside of our comfort zones and escape the cycle of our everyday lives. I think this video did just that, and also came with a new friend that I look forward to hanging out with in the future. If you're a dreamer, risk taker, and wanting more discomfort in your lives, please make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you on our next adventure next week.